A very good morning. My name is Fabio and welcome back to another daily market outlook in which I analyze every single major dollar pair and gold. So we're going to start off with EURUSD. EURUSD is still extremely bearish overall. As we can see, we have the impulse down, we have the retracement, then we have another impulse down. Now we've seen another sizable retracement all the way into this extreme area of supply. This is currently your swing high, this is currently your swing low. Coming into that area of supply, we saw an initial bearish reaction. Then what happened is that we came back up, we liquidated those early sellers, and then the real push in towards the downside occurred, and we had that bearish confirmation once we saw a bearish change of character after breaking the lows over here. So at this point in time, we are still bearish as long as this high over here holds and this low as well. So we're currently in between this high over here and this low over here, and as you can see, we're now just seeing a retracement before another potential impulse in towards the downside. So I have my eyes open for potential shorts today and this week. So what I'm looking at this point in time is how we're going to be reacting to, for example, this area of supply over here. So this is your refined area of supply. Obviously, you can always take the entire buy before the sell, or even like this, but then you see that we've already tapped into it. So I'm now looking for a fresh area of supply, which is the extreme. And then as we can see as well, we have equal highs right below it. So preferably you would want to see those equal highs get taken out, and then we wait for bearish confirmation to validate this area of supply, because otherwise the market could just continue up higher and higher with the overall bullish momentum. So let's see if we see any bearish confirmation once we come into that area of supply. Currently have my eyes open for that on EURUSD. Now moving on into the dollar index. The dollar index itself is currently pushing down lower as we have entered a 4-hour area of supply. So your 4-hour supply zone is this buy up, sell down, and as we can see, we have now seen a market structure shift on the 4-hour time frame, as we were waiting to see if the market would just continue down lower and lower, with this being a break of structure and then this being your protected high and this your low. So you kind of wanted to see further downside push. However, what happened is that the market now broke structure in towards the upside. And now you've gone from that bearish market momentum into bullish market momentum. So what I'm looking at for the day ahead here on the dollar index, and let me just keep it extremely simple for you guys, is to see if this overall structure is going to be holding, because at this point in time, this is now your low, this is now your high, and we have the potential to see a deeper retracement into that 50% mark, and then for example underneath this low over here, which you could view as liquidity, and then for example that next push up higher. So expecting some short-term downside from the dollar, and then once we reach this liquidity low, then we're going to see, okay, is it indeed just going to continue down lower with the overall market momentum, or are we going to come into that liquidity low and then for example tap into this refined area of demand and then see a change of character? Because again, anything can happen, but we validate certain movements within the market with these changes of character. So let's keep an eye on that on the dollar. For the rest, I don't really care what's going to happen. Overall, we can see that pretty much we've now been reacting to this imbalance over here on the daily, but overall, following simply the 4-hour time frame, we can currently see, okay, we got that bullish market structure shift in towards the highs. Now let's see if we can indeed continue up higher if, for example, we grab liquidity and then see a market structure shift once again. Going into AUDUSD next, we can see that AUDUSD saw a very strong push in towards the downside yesterday morning, mainly during the London session. So overall here on AU, what we can see is that if we just pop up into the daily time frame, that the overall momentum as well with AU here is definitely still bearish, right? So we got the impulse down, we got the retracement, impulse down. Now we're just seeing consolidation phase before the next big pop, either up or down. So personally, what I'm looking at here on AU is the potential for us to come up into this daily supply zone, and then, for example, look for shorts, or obviously just with the overall momentum, which is definitely into the downside, just continue down lower. Now, for those shorts to happen, because I am preferably looking for shorts, as again, the market structure is clearly bearish, right? So we just always simply trade with market structure. Now, looking at this, the 4-hour swing is bearish. So your 4-hour swing structure is from this high into this low. Then we look at fractal structure. So what is your fractal structure doing? Well, your fractal structure is also bearish as well, because we broke this red line. Since then, we have had this as our protected high and this is our low, and we've now made a sizable retracement into premium prices, with this now being your imbalance, which should act as an area of supply. Now for my Fibonacci retracement traders, we can now see that the market has pulled up into that 618. We see the initial reaction over here into the downside right below this area of supply, so now it would make sense for AU to start pushing down lower. But how are we going to recognize that AU is now ready to push down lower? Well, then we go into the 15-minute time frame. And on the 15-minute time frame, we're going to be looking for a bearish change of character and for the order flow to shift in towards the downside. Okay, so let's keep an eye if we see anything in this nature, and then we can start looking for a potential short. Otherwise, it's mainly just going to be a waiting game. We have a lot of imbalanced candles over here, but now we need to see a bearish reaction to confirm that the market wants to push down lower, because then again, otherwise what could just simply happen is that we follow the demand chain up higher and higher, and we never get that bearish short that we are looking for, which is also perfectly fine, because that's why we wait for confirmations, that we prevent taking losses. Now looking here at GU has seen a bearish 4-hour market structure shift. Looking at this, I'm not a massive fan of this kind of market structure, to be very honest. A lot of you would probably recognize this as an inverse head and shoulders. I don't really look at it that way. Obviously, you have kind of like a support region over here, which is acting as support. I just focus on the individual market structure, and for now, what I can see is that this is your supply zone that broke this fractal low. So at this moment, your fractal high is the high of this green candle. This is your fractal low. So as long as this black line holds, for me, shorts still make sense. So I am favoring further downside. Looking at the daily as well, we can, however, see that it is not very, very clean. And the reason being is because we have seen a bullish fractal structure shift. So we broke this high, which broke this low. So overall, what you're just seeing is a bearish market, then a bullish market. So now GU has actually retraced pretty much exactly into that 50% mark. As you can see, always at 0.5 fib, an absolute beauty. And since then, it has been pushing up higher. So it's getting a little bit riskier to get involved with shorts, in my personal opinion. But what I'll just, again, simply be doing is I'll be looking at the 1 hour and the 15-minute time frame. And again, what you can see is that we react to this initial area of 1 hour supply over here. So you can see this is the initial sellers getting in, and now where did they place their stop loss? Above this high over here. So this could now potentially fuel the next move down, but again, we need to wait for confirmation. So now you go in towards the 15-minute time frame, and then you view this, and then what you'll look for is a bearish change of character, and then we can look for a short. So otherwise, what could happen, again, demand's currently in control, we just continue pushing up higher and higher, and then the short just simply never comes. So wait for that to happen. Otherwise, just simply no trade here on GU. I am personally not interested in longs just yet. I'll be looking to get in on a long once we break this fractal high again, and then trade it up in towards this supply zone, just because I want to see a double daily fractal break, but also I want to see the 4 hour align with the daily. And currently the 4 hour fractal, like I just explained, is bearish, and the daily fractal is bullish. So it's contradicting each other. That's why I'm just staying out of GU for now. Going into NU is currently also pushing up higher again. So what actually happened here on NU is that we had a fresh area of demand over here. Then we had these internal lows, these equal lows, which acted as liquidity. We take out the lows, and then you see from there we start pushing up higher again. Go into the 1 hour time frame. And what you can see over here is actually that there was not really a valid entry to look for longs. The reason being is that this supply zone is currently still in control. All right, this buy up, sell down, and we have equal lows here still open, and this is just the initial liquidity high. So there is a lot of potential for these pairs to start selling off, because we've seen a lot of initial reactions to their areas of supply, which I really like. So now again on NU, maybe one more downside push before then again pushing up higher. So I'll be keeping an eye on how we react on the lower time frame, being the 15-minute time frame. And then we'll just keep an eye on, okay, do we start seeing a market structure shift that is bearish? Can we see something like this where we get that market structure shift, and then we can get in on that new area of supply? So I'll be looking for that on NZDUSD. Let's keep our eyes open for the rest, 4 hour time frame here. Inside this fractal supply zone. So again, this for now is your fractal high. As long as that black line is respected, we should push down lower. If the black line is broken, guys, then definitely I'll be more interested in looking for longs, but maybe once again. But if you look at this, we're currently inside a supply zone, so shorts are definitely more on my mind than looking at longs. So let's keep an eye on what this supply zone does. If we break the black line, no shorts anymore. But if we respect the black line and we take liquidity and then see the 15-minute market structure shift, then we could get that shorts in towards the lows. Last of all, gold. What do we see here on gold? So gold is currently, let's see, pushing and consolidating. Actually, it's just consolidating here on the daily time frame. Looking here at the 4-hour, it is also consolidating. We can see very nicely how we reacted to this area of supply over here. We pushed down lower. We saw a change of character that was bearish. So what do I mean with a change of character? Again, you see here the initial reaction to the supply zone. Then you see the push down, so early sellers get in. Then what happens? We liquidate that high, and then we see the real push in towards the downside of curve. So again, bearish change of character, confirming bearish momentum. We retrace into premium prices, and then from there we're now selling off again. So more interested in some short-term shorts for now here on gold, with a lot of liquidity building up below these equal lows. So I prefer a short-term sell-off. But then again, gold is just consolidating this December, and it's ranging in between a daily area of demand and a daily area of supply. So this is not an ideal location to trade from, but if we go into the 1-hour and the 4-hour, I do favor some further downside for now. We still have this supply zone over here, which is currently in control. So I'll be looking more at shorts than opposed to longs for now. So maybe one more push up, we grab liquidity above this high, and then again, all we simply want to do is look for bearish confirmation to get in on shorts. So I want to get this initial high out, and then I'll look for the bearish confirmation to go short. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you a fantastic day. We'll go live on YouTube this afternoon, so make sure to be there, and yes, see you soon.